Morning, YouTube. Here's just a little brief video on a quick weekend trip that me and the old lady are taking. We finally got back into one of our favorite manicured campgrounds, but this trip's more about me fishing and relaxing, and then trying to figure out how to catch B-roll. So I thought I'd start out by talking about a couple of the differences between manicured camping, or what some people I guess would call glamping. This is basically overlanding and you're paying for a spot, but this particular campground, you never leave the asphalt, so there's no four-wheel drive involved. But there's pros and cons to doing this, and then there's pros and cons to the disperse camping, and I'll go over that through this video. All right, first thing, I guess let me just give you a little 360 view of the little campsite that we got into this weekend. Now, this weekend, I didn't bring the razor with me. It was supposed to be pretty bad weather, and usually when they get storms up here on the rim, they're usually pretty violent, so I didn't want to bring the razor. It doesn't have a roof on it, not that that matters, but I just didn't want to have that added responsibility if we had to run off the mountain because it got real bad and flash flooding. I didn't want to have to worry about loading a razor up, getting it tied down safely and whatnot. And be honest with you, even though I missed the razor, I'd like to have it with me. This has been a really nice trip. It takes one thing off my plate that I don't have to worry about, and I'm really just trying to fish and capture some B-roll. So right now in the campsite over here to my right, I've got my little Sony action cam taking some time-lapse photographs, you know, working on the B-roll. And then back over here in front of me, or behind the camera, parking spot, the grill, and the fire pit there. And then over here to the left, it's a little table that the campground provides where we set up to basically kitchen, living room, everything in place to get out of the rain. And it's been raining quite a bit up here, but it hasn't been heavy, so that's good. And then back over here behind me, we've got the tent. So as you can see in this 360 view, one of the cons about this kind of camping is you're gonna have to deal with people with their kids screaming, yelling, all that stuff. Oh look, and then over here behind me I got a squirrel trying to reconnaissance my campground here for any loose food. First one second one. Is that the same one? Is that the same one? That's the second squirrel. There's my action shot. There he goes. Might have to put that on deep track. But yeah, that's one of the cons is, you know, you got to deal with people. But the pro on the other side of that in this manicured campground is after 10 o'clock, if anybody's being too loud, they'll have the sheriff's department escort them out of here. So that's kind of that's the quick 360 view of the campground we're at, kind of the rundown on the weekend. And I'll be back at you in a little bit, talk about more pros and cons to manicured versus dispersed camping. All right, guys, Fast forward to the last evening here, and one of the other pros about manicured camping is when the National Forest is in stage 2 fire restrictions, the only place you're allowed to have a fire is within one of their manicured campgrounds and their fire pits. Let me get this straightened out. So, just a kind of recap over pros and cons. Pros: yeah, facilities, generally a long drop latrine, fresh water, so I don't have to carry as much with me. Basically asphalt from front porch to campsite, and the ability to have a fire under stage 2 and other amenities. I haven't mentioned this before. This here is the Aspen Campground up by Woods Canyon Lake in Arizona, and I like coming here at least once a year because this is where I used to come all the time as a kid. But the big cons is I'm surrounded by people. I've got a young family over here to my west with all their extended family and kids. It's like freaking living next to a rave. Another con is I can't do night photography here because there's just too many lights all night long. People driving around. Like I said, the people next door with their freaking LED headlamps and flashlights, like a rave over there. They could bring down aircraft. But those are some of the things you got to deal with when you're in a manicured campground. This will probably be my last trip this year in 2021. This is middle of July. I will probably not do another manicured campground the rest of the year. It will all be dispersed camping. Just because the one con of having the gamble of being stuck in the middle of obnoxious people isn't worth it to me. It just do one weekend up here at Woods Canyon Lake because nostalgia reasons. I usually get my fill. But guys, if you've watched this all the way through, please like and subscribe. My next video, I'm gonna finish up my, I guess, 3-part series on my determination, my thought process on the determining how to, or not how to, but buy the side-by-side over doing a Jeep or put more money into my Tundra, and then Polaris over Maverick. Those 2 videos are out already. Now in the third video of the series, I'll discuss why I chose to buy where I bought and why I didn't go with Ride Now Power Sports. But guys, thanks for hanging in there. Sorry about all the ambient noise. Like I said, I've got a 27-something-year-old family over there conducting a rave. So anyways, I'll catch you guys later.